There you go. Everybody hear that? Okay, meeting agenda. Welcome. Welcome has become, everybody just gets online. So welcome and getting online. Thank you very much. Meeting minutes, Marcy sent out 3 different meeting minutes. I think it was June, July, and August. So
Yes.
they were sent out. So we want to approve those. The biggest agenda item for the night is discussing the election, and then board reports and adjourn at 7:30. Anybody want to make a motion to approve the agenda?
I move that we approve the agenda.
Okay, Marcy, any second?
Second, Brad.
Anybody oppose? All right, agenda approved. Okay, Marcy, you're up first.
I only got 2 people that sent in mostly my spelling errors. Did anybody have any other corrections on the meeting minutes from June, July, and August?
So it's June board meeting, July general meeting, August board meeting?
Yes.
I didn't have anything else.
So can I move that we accept the minutes and I will send them to Cassie and she will put them online?
Yep. Second,
Second, George.
George.
George?
Any objections? Okay. All right, meeting minutes approved. All right, let's discuss the election. I think this is, like I said, the biggest topic. So at this point, we have 5 people who have committed to running. We have Bonnie, we have Juliet, we have John, Nick, and Grant. Those are the people who said officially that they were going to join. So if anybody else is interested, please, September 11th is the deadline. The people who are remaining, I'm just going to go over this one more time so we're all clear. Brad, Alan, George, Cassie, and Casey. We lost John. He was the 6th person who was in that 2-year position.
Brad, Alan, Casey, and who else?
Cassie.
Cassie. Just
Cassie
Brad,
and
Alan, Cassie, or the
Cassie and Casey.
Okay. Oh, Cassie and Casey, got it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We got 5 people there. So we have that 1 position that's open for 1 more year. And then we have the 6 new positions that are 2-year terms. So we have 5 people at this point. I don't know if we're going to get more. I guess I don't have a mouse. But if we do, Marcy, did you get my email about the people who are eligible to vote?
No. Did you send that today? I haven't been looking.
Maybe yesterday night. So the board, or the, what do you call them? Bylaws state that people are eligible to vote if they've attended at least 1 meeting in the last 6 months. So the last 6 months would put us at, I made it a little, I gave a little leeway. So it was March 16th. So from March 16th on, anyone who has attended a meeting is eligible to vote.
Uh-huh.
So we have that list of people, but yeah, Marcy, so I wasn't sure who was eligible and who wasn't. I didn't know if you had locations for all those folks.
Yes, so all those names I sent you,
Uh-huh.
I put their full name if they signed in.
Mhm.
A couple people say guest.
Mhm.
So those people, like there was Tamara and somebody that talked from Proud Ground, I think, not from Proud Ground, from the city. So I put guests under guests.
Mhm.
And then anybody that didn't sign in, I put a question mark next to their name, because those are people that, and there was only like 2 or 3 where they showed up at the meeting and I asked them to sign in and they ignored me. And then I asked them again.
And that's fine, because the bylaws say you have to provide your name and where you live.
Yeah, but everybody else on that list I don't think I sent you the stuff from the most recent meeting from the, well, you had the people, you had the other people that came out to the social, so all those people are eligible.
Yeah, I have those. What I didn't have was just the location. So I sent you a spreadsheet. I don't know if you have access to spreadsheets, but that just says name and then location.
I did not write, you know what, when once they gave me their name and the location, I did not write their locations down. I made sure that they were within Overlook, but I did not write down like Willamette and Overlook or, you know, Concord and Jessup or anything like that.
Okay. In that case, I have another column that says resident, yes or no. So just anyone that was a
Okay.
guest, but no, all the other ones, but yes.
Okay, okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I could totally mark all those because I know the names that are in that I have on the spreadsheet I have.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we have folks, I don't remember how many we have that are eligible to vote. It's not a ton because obviously this year was weird. So I'm trying to find if I have the list. And my list is probably not great. So you might, if you want to add to it, Marcy, that'd be great. But I think we had about 30, look.
It's my list.
Yeah, maybe 30 plus people who are eligible to vote. Not including board members. I didn't put board members on here. So probably
Yeah.
40.
Oh, okay. There you go.
40 people that are eligible to vote. So if we get three more people, if we get 2 more people, okay, we get 3 more people. And I do have a lot of tentatives, I have like 5 tentatives. So if we get 3 more people that want to run, then we'll have an election. So the question is, how do we do the election this year? Do we reach out to those people? Do we say, you know, we're going to be at a certain location for a certain period of time? If you have attended a meeting March 16th and on, you can vote. This is the first time we've done this. So I want to make sure that we're doing it right. And last year we didn't have to because we only got 6 people we didn't get enough. We got like 11 people for 12 positions. So, but this year we might do it. So any ideas?
So
Do we post that? I don't want to post their names because
So,
they might
quick
not want their names posted.
this is Bo. So is there a way that we can like notify those that are on that list who are eligible to vote via email and then maybe get their full address and just send them a postcard by mail to send back to us via PO box to vote?
Yeah, we don't have their email because some people don't want to give the email or they don't want to give their address. And so.
Yeah, when people actually sign in, we don't ask them for a physical address. They'll just say like Willamette, Massachusetts. So we don't know actual residents to send them anything unless people know them personally.
Can you
Yeah.
say the names of the people who are staying on again?
Brad. Hold on.
Brad, Alan, Cassie, and Casey.
There should be one more though, right?
Yeah, there's one more. Brad, Alan, George, Cassie, Casey.
George. I forgot about George.
Present.
Sorry, George.
So I don't want to post their names because I don't think that people will want their names posted to say, oh, you can vote. But what we can do is we can go on Facebook and we can go on Nextdoor and we can go on whatever other things we have and say, you know, between this period and this period, if you have attended a meeting, we have a list of attendees. If you've attended a meeting, you can vote. Here's the location for you to vote.
So are we thinking of staffing a voting booth? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, or I can just have people come to my house.
Drop
I
them
don't
off
care.
at your
I work
house?
from home all day, so I'm not
Oh,
worried.
okay.
Yeah, they can drop it off or.
So how many
Yeah.
people how many more people do we need? We have 5 staying on and we need 5
7.
more? We need
7.
7.
And we have 5 that have already put their names in. So if we get 3 more, then we'll have an election.
Can the election be online?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know how we could do that. I mean, we're gonna post people's profiles online, right? It'll say, you know, Juliet is running and this is what she's interested in, and this is her history. So that people know who's running, but then the voting piece, I wouldn't know how to run it online. And I wouldn't know how to track people. We've always done it in person so that people come in and then they sign their name, verifying that they're, you know, they put their address, their name, their address, and then they sign it, verifying that they live in Overlook.
You could
Obviously,
use SurveyMonkey.
A little more difficult.
Oops, sorry. Could use SurveyMonkey.
Yeah, but how would we track people and not come up with, have a bunch of different people like we did in the trivia night?
We would have to have somebody, we'd have to verify who they are up against our list. And then we could send them an email with the list of candidates and the bios. That could go to them. And I'm gonna guess that everybody would be willing to vote electronically.
But I don't think we have all their emails.
Right, they're gonna have to tell us that they would want to vote, which is less
Yeah.
than ideal. I agree.
Yeah. Because I mean, we just know names, first names and last names.
Yeah. So this year is going to be a mess. Let's just admit that. Next year, what I think we should do is create a sign-up form, sign-in sheet that has their name, their email address, so that we can send them an email and say, you're eligible to vote. Here's the ballot. Obviously, like I said, this is the first time we've done it. So this is going to be a little bit of a crapshoot.
Yeah, there is some sort of a problem because I'm trying to do that with the safety class, and people keep sending me their phone number. And I'm trying to explain to them, this is a Zoom, so I need an email so we can reach out to you. And I think there's still a fair amount of people that we're also have to gonna, is that a word? Figure out the way to connect with them other than that. Because not everybody checks their emails or doesn't want to give their emails.
So there's some information, questions in the chat from Sidonia and from Stacy.
Right,
Yes.
but the problem is there are only 40 people who can vote. So, I mean, I think these are good ideas, but if there's somebody walking down the street, the likelihood of them being eligible to vote is minuscule, right?
Mm-hmm.
Passing out information is not, I mean, we somehow just need to be able to, and obviously we blew it, but need to be able to target those specific people. And the only way that we're gonna be able to target them is, well, we could have gotten their email, which we don't have. We probably have the majority, well, at least some. The other way is to just put out information on Nextdoor and on, you know, the weekly update and everything else to try to get those folks who think they have attended to.
And then once they do that, then what do we do?
What do you mean?
So you've got your people who are interested in voting, then how are they going to vote?
Then they're going to have to come in and fill out a ballot.
A paper ballot.
I would do a paper ballot.
Okay.
If the people that attended that are now eligible, if they signed in during the public meeting and it was being recorded, isn't that public record anyway. And if you could share it with us, maybe some of us would recognize the names and know how to contact them.
So on all of the notes at the tops, I don't use last names. I just put first names and an initial. I do have last names on my list, just because I didn't know how many people wanted their name on the official notes, but you know, I do have all of those people. You know, I mean,
And we do have them, I mean, we do have all the meeting minutes recorded.
yes, yes,
Problem is that not everybody put their, you know, their full name or their,
yeah.
So-
So
As far as Zoom goes, I know you're paying for the same platform that we use on our end for things. There is a way in the Zoom platform you can actually run an IP report, which will actually provide you the email address they use to access if they're accessing via the Zoom app. So it wouldn't get you in everyone who's in attendance if they're attending via web browser password, or if they're attending via phone and password. But if they use the Zoom app, Zoom actually pulls that email information and makes it available to you via report.
okay,
Oh.
that's how I would do it. Now, how do I do that? What you just said.
I can walk you through it. Again, it would only work on those individuals that use like the Zoom app on their phone or computer to log in. So if
Mhm.
they logged in via browser or called in, like dial in, then
Mhm.
Zoom doesn't have a way to track that information. But I can send you a step-by-step to run a report to track those people.
I see.
And
I
it's
see.
part of,
If they used a browser, gotcha. If
Yeah,
they didn't
and
actually
that's-
use an account, Zoom account.
yeah. And that's part of their consent from using the Zoom app. I mean, it tracks it for everyone.
Gotcha. Okay.
Fine print.
So we could
So-
potentially get a majority of people that way then. And then we would just need to figure out who the other folks are.
yeah, I think
Okay.
like looking at it, there are names that come up frequently, you know, that have
Yeah.
been participants that we kind of know. I'm looking at like Matt Scogan and Michelle Thompson,
Yeah, we could
you
find people
know.
for sure.
There's a lot of people that we do know.
Yeah.
So it's a smaller, I think Carol Cushman is the woman.
Mhm.
No, Terry Cleveland is the woman that runs the place down by the Overlook, the
Yeah.
Perch.
Yeah, the perch. Exactly.
Yeah, she runs the Perch. So there are people that we know that have been coming for a while that we can easily track, but
Could you
Okay.
send me the list too? Because I might be able to, like in MailChimp,
Uh-huh.
if they, when they signed up, if they put their first name, last name in, I might be able to pull
an email.
an email address from our email account.
Okay.
and do it
Perfect.
that way.
So there are a couple people that I don't have last names, but they told me their street. Like there's somebody named Rolf who I don't have a last name, but I remember him like telling, and I can send this to you, Cassie, but I will definitely highlight the ones that did not identify a street and the ones that are guests on this spreadsheet for you. Will that work?
Yeah, I can try to see if it matches up with email addresses that we have. on
Okay,
file.
okay. Why
Okay,
don't
cool.
I'll try and send that to you later. Sorry, there's a bug. And then if we can figure out something from there, I guess we can do a survey monkey to those people.
Yeah, then it makes it easier. So Marcy, can you send that to both of us? Can you send it in Excel form, not in PDF?
Okay, I did. That's right. I sent it in a PDF. Sorry. That's why it looked funny when I looked at it. Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
it's really hard to read.
It was very hard to read. I went back to it and I pulled up the one I sent you. I was like, oh, no wonder she hates me. I sent her a really shitty one. All right, I'll send it in an Excel file. And that
Cool.
will be easier because I actually highlighted, I wrote in their guests. And then I'll highlight the ones that have question marks next to them. And those are the people who didn't sign in or provide me with any more information other than their name on the Zoom.
Okay, yeah, and they're not eligible.
Yeah.
Not according
Well,
to
there's
that.
a couple of them. There's a couple of them that came to May and July meetings.
Right, but
Or
if they
do something
didn't,
like-
if they didn't provide
Yeah,
their
yeah.
address, then they're not
Yeah.
eligible.
Yeah. At least a
Okay.
street name or something.
Yeah, a street name, exactly. Okay, good. Okay, so that sounds like a path forward. So we'll get all these emails. We'll try to attach emails to all these folks. And you're right, I think we can. I mean, we have Nick Coda.
Mhm.
Right, Scott Cohen's not, but we have Stacy, Sidonia, right? We have people who we know. So
Yeah.
let's do that. And then, yeah, Bo, if you could help. Oh yeah, sorry, Grant. I was gonna try to get to you, but. Yeah, Bo, if you have instructions on how to do that, that would be great. Cool. All right, so then when we're voting, if we can get all their emails, then I think what we want to do is if you do a monkey survey, whatever it's called.
Survey Monkey, yeah.
Survey Monkey, can you put like blurbs? You know, like can you put, I haven't done one in a long time, but can you put like blurbs from each of the people and say this person, da, 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 or do we want to just put a link, post them all online with photos and then say here, or not photos, I don't care.
I would put a link to it.
Okay,
I think that's gonna be easier.
okay.
And then we can
So-
just, yeah, very simple names and yeah. Anyway, sorry.
So September 11th, everybody has to give me their names, who's gonna run. September 14th, everybody has to give a blurb. We can post those blurbs on the 14th or the 15th. And then election is September 21st. So I think this is doable. Okay, who knows how to create a Survey Monkey and who has Survey Monkey? Monkey. Survey Monkey. Who has it? How do you do it? I mean, do you need to get permission or is it free?
I think there's a free version for this. And in fact, there's a Survey Monkey and Zoom integration. Ooh, pops up on my phone. I wonder why.
Uh-huh.
But we're not going to use that part right now. So anyway, I have not used it in a while, but I did a long time ago. This should be pretty easy.
Okay, I'll go practice. I'll create
They
a
have-
Survey Monkey and send it to you guys.
Right. They have a free version in there somewhere.
Okay. All right. So does that work for everybody then? Post blurbs online by September 14th, send out a Survey Monkey on September 21st, give people a few days to vote and then move on.
That works for me.
Okay. All right. Well then, Cassie and Marcy, let's try to figure out. Let's have a gigantic list of who's eligible, and let's find an email for them in the next week or so.
Okay. So I'm looking at what are we going back to? You said May,
March.
March.
March 16th is the
Got it.
last.
All
Yeah.
right. I'm just looking. All right, yeah.
Cool. All righty then. Anything else on the election before we move on?
Well, Stacy asked a long time ago, what positions are open? And that one it's determined at the board meeting in October. So everybody's just elected to the board and then we'll divvy up who does what at that meeting.
But for instance, we
Yes.
can say that Cynthia is no longer here, so Parks is a need.
Yes.
Mhm.
So things like that, if there are specific needs that we can call out.
Mhm.
Yeah. yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, it kind of starts over at every new board, right? A lot of neighborhood associations will elect specific positions, mostly chair, vice chair. But for us, we just get people on the board and then we pick chair and vice chair and then go from there. Which I think is kind of nice. Cool. Anything else? Okay, so the next thing is the board reports. I want to start with one question for you guys. So I had sent out an email about Cynthia's position on the IFCC, Interstate Firehouse Cultural Center. I only heard back from 4 people, so I figured I'm going to do it here instead. It's not super easy to do things over email anyway. So Cynthia has asked, and they have asked for Overlook Neighborhood Association to basically say, yes, Cynthia will support the neighborhood. There isn't a position, it doesn't require that the person is in Overlook, only that they would support Overlook. There's not even an official position for it. It's just, they kind of want, she just wants support so that she can, you know, I guess there's people there who are like, we don't know, you're not in Overlook anymore. Maybe you're not having Overlook's best interest in mind anymore. And so she just wants to say, she just wants something from us that basically says, yeah, we think that she still has Overlook's best interest in mind. So and we can have her come to meetings and provide updates if we need to, right? So that's one thing. The other piece is they are changing, this is only interim. They are becoming a 501c probably in the next several months, where they are gonna bring on a whole new board. So this is kind of an interim thing just to have her on for the next 4 months. She can stay on no matter what. It doesn't have anything to do with us. She can stay on. This is just kind of a vote of confidence for her position.
I would say that with it only being 4 months, there's no point in bringing a new person in.
Right.
Oh.
That's kind of what she felt too.
And I do have confidence that Cynthia would not do anything to harm Overlook.
Yeah.
And
Right.
and if there were any questions, she would come back to us and ask if there were any issues or controversies or something like that.
Yeah, I agree. Any other thoughts?
I agree. I think she has our best interest in mind, and I fully trust her to stand for us.
Yeah, and I express my support for it too, because the fact that the position is not, any of the positions that they have are not tailored to one association, but she's in there for us in a way. And still, like, I love that idea of having her there to kind of represent our community, to give us a voice, because no one else really has that, you know, opportunity to have that individual. So, and like Brad said, I guess it's just 4 more months before they reform. So I'm down to support.
Great.
Same
Thanks.
here.
Sounds good. Should we let's do an official, do we do an official motion? It sounds like we have much support, but it might be better to have an official motion that Marcy's gonna write down.
Make a motion to say yes.
Endorse.
To endorse Cynthia's position on continued position on the IFCC board. Something like that?
Second.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Bo moves.
I'll second.
Brad already seconded.
Oh, Brad already seconded. Sorry.
All right. Anybody opposed? Okay. No opposition. Cool. All right. Great. And yeah, like I said, we can have her come in, give us updates to make sure that, that everything's going smoothly. All right, that was my report. So who else has something? I want to read Grant's really quickly. I think
Yeah.
he had. So yeah, and he sent this to me earlier. So first I think is the Zenith letter, right? They
Yeah,
decided to oppose the LUC permit, which is great. I'm not sure what the next steps are on that, but at this point, awesome. So that's cool that all the letters that got sent in hopefully had something to do with it. Who knows? But and then the other piece is, I don't know if everybody knows where the dog bowl is, but it's basically at the end of Willamette, runs off
Yeah.
the cliff. Runs off the cliff. Somebody had sent us an email asking if they could put in a trash can there because there's, poo bags and stuff. The problem is it's not an official park, right? It's not even a park, because I think it's BES. And so he's been trying to talk to BES about potentially putting a trash can out there, and he's having a little bit of trouble getting somebody to respond. So he's still working on that. But I don't know if anybody here has any insight to BES or the dog bowl or anybody else who's interested in doing things like that. I mean, I
has
don't.
anybody
that-
contacted the trash service around there and see if they'll service it? Or is he just looking for money for it?
Well, there
No,
was a
neither.
neighbor who volunteered
Mhm.
to basically go and pick up the trash, just have permission to leave some sort of a more permanent trash structure, and it would be community cared for, community managed. So that's what we're trying to see, but it's not parks, so it wouldn't be able to be part of parks' normal cleanup.
The one thing that I've seen happen a lot is if there's a trash can, then a lot of trash ends up there. So
Yep.
might be why the idea I think is good, but it's not going to just be from that park. So we'll see.
Are we talking about, is it truly trash we're talking about, or is the issue really where to put the waste?
I'm sure it is somewhat trash. There's a picnic table there. People do spend a lot of time down there, but
Yeah, there's a picnic table, and then there are a lot of poo bags.
How did the picnic table get there?
I don't know.
Somebody probably dragged it over there.
It's like a stone picnic table.
It's like
though, right?
air there. It's like bolted down.
Is it
Missoula
bolted?
flood.
No,
I don't know how I got there. Yeah, it's a good question. There used to be that big, beautiful tree there, but it died.
they took it down. There's actually 2 tables there, I believe now. I think they just kind of got volunteered. Kent would probably know.
Yeah,
He lives
maybe.
across from it.
Maybe. Well, we'll let him continue to do the search on that. Okay, anybody else? Any board members have any updates?
Sorry,
go ahead. I posted the safety meetings online, and we got a bunch more people that came out. So working with Jacob from the Office of Community and Civic Life, and he's going to offer a 2-hour Zoom class on how to be an upstander, not a bystander, something like that. Just proactive tips on what to look for, how to stay safe, blah, blah, blah. They're doing that for free because somebody contacted them.
Mhm.
This goes back a couple months. So
Through
yeah,
NBNF.
it was kind of nice. I was kind of surprised at how many people came out after that.
Do you
I
know
think
when
we got
that will
about-
be?
Huh?
Do you know when?
No, I'm gonna send him the information. I just put it up on Nextdoor like Thursday and or Wednesday. So it hasn't been up that long, and I've got like 15 people. So we were trying to keep it at 10 to 15 people for the class. So he will send me that information when he sets up the class, and then we can probably post that up for other people if they want to take it. I think it'd be great.
Okay.
Cool.
Right.
It's a big issue that people are interested in, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. It teaches de-escalation. So, you know, just how to talk to somebody, how to calm them down. You know, what I really liked is he talked about being an upstander as opposed to a bystander. So just like, even if you don't want to get into the situation, but just keep an eye on it so that you are able to provide information to other people. So, because a lot of people just kind of freak out and run.
Yeah, well, definitely let us know if it's just 15 people. I think that's okay, but I'm interested in knowing if he's going to do more, because I would assume that there are a lot of people who want to do it.
Yeah, I think there are. I think there are. And I think that once a group of people takes it, I think that we'll get a lot more people that'll want it.
Okay,
So,
so not something that we should post on the weekly update because we might get too many people, or
Well,
no, I
just
think
posted
once we get
about
a
it.
time, yeah, you posted about it, but
Oh, you did
we only
post it.
got like 4 people.
Mhm.
oh, interesting. Okay.
So I think when I posted on Nextdoor, I got like 8 more people.
Hmm.
And I didn't want him to like waste his time and just do it for 3 people. So I said 10 to 15. He said that was fine. I'm sure it's just a matter of how many people, but I think once he sets a date, that we could very easily and tell other people, like, if you want to join this is what is going on. You can log in and this is a Zoom account so that, you know, they can.
Yeah, I
Gotcha.
think it'd be nice.
So there's
to
not a
know
limit.
Once we have a date.
I don't think there's a limit. I don't
Oh,
think there's
perfect.
a limit.
Okay. All right.
No.
All right. Yeah, let's
No.
get a date and then we can post it. That'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
Cool. All right, sounds good.
I've gotten a few emails about development projects. I know that one of them came through and they're going to present at the, is it the
September 21st.
general meeting this month? Yeah.
Mhm.
There was another one that was interesting on going.
The one on the corner.
Yeah, I
Going in
just don't
interstate?
understand like where they're planning on putting this building.
Going
Going
in
in what?
interstate. Going in interstate at that place where there's a bunch of tents, I think.
No,
Nope.
right behind the wall
Behind it.
though,
Oh, behind it?
like in between the wall and houses.
Oh,
There's a
oh,
flag
that's
wall
right
there.
behind the condos.
Yeah.
That's behind the condos.
Mm-hmm. But
They're gonna
goes quite a
develop
distance.
that?
Like it's
On the
behind
Plaid
houses
side?
too. What was
No,
that?
not on the Plaid side. It's on the other side of,
I think it's on the
it's
other
on the
side.
south
On the
side.
south side, southwest corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, on the triangle side.
It backs up to the wall. It is basically the wall.
So
Hmm.
how are they gonna get in there? They're not gonna open the
There's
wall
only
up.
like one entrance that I can find, and it's like
It's on Colonial.
Yes.
no.
you'd have to-
the dead
Here,
end.
I have a picture of the map.
So, yeah, so
Anyway, that'd be a great one.
I thought that was Parks.
Yeah, people would
property.
like that
They
one.
Sell that?
I just don't understand where they're going to put it because it will literally back right up to the wall and it's in
Yeah.
people's backyards, it feels like. And it's a big
Ah.
building.
Oh,
There's no
I don't
so
think that's
There's no
happened before.
access. There's no parking. There's no access. I just don't,
There's no parking garage.
I'm confused by it.
So if you
So-
get land
Invite
use
them.
things, they should go to Brian. Well, they should go to land use. You have that email, right?
Is it just land use?
At overlookneighborhood.org.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
forward it.
Wow, that's a weird spot to put a building.
Yeah.
How many units are they asking for? 19?
Let's see. It's a 10,000 square foot building.
32 units.
32. Okay. So what's happened, I don't know how much you know about this. I've kind of been following it, but a lot of people aren't developing more than 20 units because they have to provide 20% low income housing if they put more than 20 units in. So a lot of places are dropping down to 19 and less because it's going to be so expensive to build. A lot of buyers, like my neighbor was going to put up the whole front along Concord until he found out that they're not they're just not buying.
But how can you put in, it's 10,000 square feet.
It's 3 stories tall.
Yeah, they can do 3 to 4 stories or more along there just because the max line's right there.
So the
Building's
base
max
is
height would be
10,000.
35 feet.
The base is 10,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was gonna say, they must be like micro units if you have 10,000 total square feet and you're getting 30 places.
Wow,
I
is
just
that
can't
gonna
figure out
be?
how they'll get in and out and where there will be parking, because like, yes, we're off of a max line, but let's assume even if only, 20% of the tenants have a car, there's not a place to put that
No, there's
many
not. There's nowhere in there.
vehicles.
There's nowhere along there. That's a
So
dead end street.
Yeah.
Did they ask for a meeting? Did they ask for a meeting?
They did not, they just sent it as an FYI.
Okay, so forward it to Brian and have him contact them and set up a meeting. I don't know what the status is. They have to do a meeting.
So is that 1560 north going?
1560.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot of land.
Which makes
They're
me
down in
wonder, does
Nevada,
the
though.
entrance have to be ongoing for it to have that address?
No. Well, so the house across the street from us is one of them is 1711 North Going Court, and the other one is 1711 North Going. And it's because Going used to go through there.
Mhm.
So but yeah, there's that's a dead end of Colonial. That's all. So that's interesting because I thought my understanding from years ago was that was all supposed to be green space.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Well,
all
that would
those
make
apartments
sense.
on Prescott, that's like right up against them. I'm
You mean the row
surprised.
house?
Yeah, the row house on Prescott,
Mhm. The 5 of 'em, yeah.
1550 through, yeah.
Mhm.
So that whole area there was supposed to be, I mean, come on, these people are down in Arizona, they probably, or Nevada, they probably don't know. God, each of those lots, wow, that's a lot.
I just
Well,
don't
let's see if we can
understand
get
how,
Brian to get him
like,
in here
where-
so we can.
Yeah, I
have him
don't
present.
understand where these people will be walking from because it doesn't seem like there's any access that doesn't go through
They're not going to open
yard.
the wall.
Well, they could, the wall's open down there behind those camps, you can walk behind those trees. If they get rid of those camps, you can get in right there. That's one of the spots that the condos complained about a while ago. Was that people from the camps were coming down and camping behind them in that spot.
Mm-hmm.
And so they put up a wire fence there.
Interesting.
So, but there is an entrance to there, but there's no way the city's going to let them come in from Going Street. Because that's
No.
just a danger to put in a driveway right there, because
Can't-
there's not going to
no.
be able
No,
to
it says
cross
the wall
it.
will stay.
Yeah, it'll
There's-
have
The
to,
existing wall will stay as is.
it'll have to come in off Colonial, which is freaking a lot of traffic.
I mean, even just construction traffic is, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Let's get Brian on it and then hopefully they'll come in and present so we can ask
Yeah.
them all these questions.
Well, they just brought this property, I think.
And then if you have any other ones, if you get land use questions or people wanting to present, yeah, just forward them to the land use email.
Okay.
So we can get them on.
So is that all one piece of property or is that all separate pieces of property?
It looks like they're technically different lots.
Yeah, but they're all listed as the same sale price and the same date. So that's
Well,
what
yeah,
I'm thinking,
they
that
must
they
have been
sold
sold as a
everything
chunk.
as one unit.
right,
It
well,
all
let's,
just sold.
Let's move on to the next topic because I don't want to, we don't know, have any answers
Sorry.
to this one.
Whew, that's gonna directly affect us.
Cassie, do you have anything else?
I don't think so.
Lee, you got anything?
I do have a question, actually. Is there anything, can we write a letter or can we do something to address the chop shop camp that is on the corner of Going and Greeley? I'm not talking about the camps down Going. Those
Yeah.
are going to be there. They're going to exist. But on Going and Greeley, the off ramp going back onto Going, heading east, so going up Greeley, on the right hand side, that corner has been for a year a chop shop for stolen vehicles.
You
And-
want the one that's on the north side or the south side?
South side.
South side of Going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And last time I drove by it, there were 4 vehicles out in the open. It's not even like trying to be hid at this point, just torn to pieces, just scrapped out.
Oh, those aren't stolen.
Yeah,
Those
sure.
aren't stolen.
Can we, so are they in an urban forested area?
Yes.
I would consider it, yes.
Yes, they are.
So last, I know that the city council just passed a resolution that says we're not allowing people in forested urban areas anymore. Now they haven't figured out any way to enforce it, but the last time I talked to Casey, he said he was gonna, he's not here, but he was gonna look into it and provide us an update on those camps. So I think we should send an email to Casey and say, you know, what's the status of allowing people to camp? And what's the status of that?
I
Yeah,
think
that
we would
particular
actually,
site.
to be honest, I think we'd have a better, that would have a better angle going after the property owners, because that property goes down pretty far. And it's owned by the Overlook Bluff LLC, who is supposedly gonna do all that, and they're partially on that property. They're not completely on ODOT property, and we need to bully, I hate to say bully, but we need to bully the people that own all that property along there.
They're supposedly going to start developing that too.
Yeah, so they need to take care of their property, because there was just a fire along that. My friend lives at the dead end of
Mhm.
Prescott, and there was just a fire down there recently that smoldered for 2 days until somebody finally called the police. And then there's a fire down below, kind of by where those camps are, but which is in the Overlook Bluff LLC property. So, you know, we can start making complaints to the property owner.
Does anybody have an email or a address for them?
They're in Lake Oswego. Surprise. Well, no, Southwest Osage, and it's a PO box, so it's probably just, you know, another front for somebody else. But they're called the Overlook Bluffs LLC. I've done some bluffing on finding some of those, but yeah, that's totally just a PO box someplace in Beaverton,
Mhm.
Hmm.
or actually up by the Rose Gardens.
Okay, I mean, does somebody want to investigate it? And that information, and write a letter for the board to approve?
I can find out the information about who they are, but I'm not very good at writing letters. But I could probably get an address or information of who bought it. I'm pretty good at finding out who owns property.
Do you want to
guess-
connect with?
I'll take a
Casey.
stab at it. I'll take a stab at it.
Let me
But yeah,
know
that
and-
corner alone is ODOT property, not even Portland property.
Peabot.
Peabot, yeah. No, it's not Portland.
It's
That corner
not.
there? No, I don't think that's the Portland property.
Oh,
Complaint must be reported for the Overlook Bluffs property to the city or the county without having to contact them directly, just have the county deal with it.
Yeah, so you can do a couple different things. You can write letters to the property owners. And you can also complain about the property to the city, which will then start the city sending letters to the property owner. And then they get fines if they don't clean up the property. But I don't know how much they care. I don't know who they are. They bought it from that whole, there's supposed to be 18 units there, and they bought all that property from Melita, I think it was.
Melitas, yeah.
Melitas. And they've been talking about how they're going to develop that, and that's where the driveway is going to go in there on Denver, because they can't enter it through the dead end of Prescott. but there's some like stable issues there. So it's been kind of on hold for a while, I think.
I think they sent out letters recently that they were about to start construction.
Really? Really?
Because it's like the people across the street from us on Skidmore got those letters because it's in their backyard.
Okay.
And it seemed like for a while that things were being staked out a little bit. Like right across from us, we have this like street inlet where they would put a connector to that next block. And they kind of cleared out a tree path through that as if they were surveying.
Oh, no, 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 no. You mean on Skidmore Court
Yep.
where Denver is? No, that was the fire department. The
Oh,
fire
really?
department had to clear that out because that's where the fire was. The fire department had to go through there and clear out a bunch of area because that's where the fire was a month ago. But they might have sent, there might be something else going on with that. I just
know they
noticed
got the
my
letters
friend-
about the same time, so I thought that
Really?
was maybe connected.
Okay. I thought so too, but my friend and I, Victor, who lives at the end, we went looking for it. And he told me that's where the fire department had to clear a bunch of that so they can get down there and put out the fire. So
How do we want to move forward on this? So Marcy, you're going to find an
I'm gonna
address.
find an address and some information. I'll put together a letter and then I'll send it to you.
Well,
And you tell me what
and
else.
Kate-
it needs.
and you were gonna loop Casey in
I
on
think
it
we should
too,
leave
right?
Casey in for sure.
Yes,
Lee, do you
so
wanna
we can
email
find
Casey?
out and get
I
them
can
to
email
actually
Casey,
do
yeah.
something.
Lee's
But
going to help.
yeah, you want to write the letter, Lee? Are you better than I am?
Yeah,
Okay,
he'll-
great. Maybe write a letter to, we'll start with the Overlook and then maybe we Overlook LLC Bluff or whatever it is. And
I'm-
then maybe we can write one to the city
And
too.
It's my grievance, so I'll write the letter.
Okay. I'll get information about who it goes to. I mean, there's an address there, but I think I can find out who the name of the owners are and we can address them personally and say, this is a big problem. You've left this for 5 years and
Sounds good. Cool. All right. That sounds great. All right. Anybody else have an update?
Real quick, I did get paid, by the way, from the Irvington Cooperative Preschool.
Oh, good.
For the ad in the last issue. So that showed up and then they were very impressed with the layout and everything.
Nice,
So they
good.
said, thank you. And transportation, I just got an answer back from Peabot this afternoon that I asked them, so what's up with the Greeley construction? Is it finally done? They said, no, it still has a few weeks to go as far as finishing up. So I'm guessing Turner, who really didn't know what they were doing when they got stuck with doing this for Adidas, is now dealing with the city and not going to get paid until they finish all that up. So
is that the cycle track?
that is the cycle track. So it's the stretch between Going and Willamette.
Got it.
Hmm.
So once that gets done, then there might be a party, maybe, but it's getting awfully late.
Party in the street?
Yeah, well, a party just kind of like or go bike ride up and down and have Adidas could do a reception or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Hadn't gotten that far. Still waiting for it to get done. That's what I've got.
Cool. All right. Let us know about the party.
Okay.
George.
Yes, and just to reiterate what I had last time, at least the last I heard, I haven't seen anything online, but then I've been only spottily online. The next PSAC meeting is going to be coming up September 16th. And so that'll be from 7 to 8 p.m. And it's the same email address, psac.nne.pdx@gmail.com. So that's to get online. That's Thursday, let's see, of next week. And there's a possibility I'm going to be otherwise occupied. So again, anybody can tune in there. And Marcy, if you're, were you planning on hitting that one?
Yes, I'm gonna try and hit that one. My quilting meeting is a week earlier, so I can go to that one.
Okay. So, and then they'll be putting out notes eventually about that. I have no idea what their topics are going to be because of the personnel shifting and juggling all around. I believe there's a new commander, a lady over at North now. But as far as the neighborhood response teams, the last word we had was that they are just basically 3 people, a sergeant and 2 officers, but they're pulled off just all the time. Actually, I think it's the other way around. If they have any spare time, they try to do a little bit of the nerd stuff, but they're just swamped with calls. So it's
I know.
ongoing
Try to get
disaster.
through. Mhm.
Yeah. Anyway, should I repeat that? I think Marcy's got that.
I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
DSCT.
And then they'll put you on the Zoom and put you on the list to get the notes when they come out, typically 5 or 6 weeks later, something like that. Okay,
Cool.
thank you.
All right, thanks. Anybody else? All right. Then I guess that is a wrap. Anything else for the good of the order before we log off? Anybody have anything? Okay, well, we will search for email addresses. Hopefully the election will go smoothly.
And the presentations hopefully at the next meeting. The
Presentation.
land use, if we can
Oh
pull
yeah,
that off.
land use. Yeah. That's the other thing. Let's see if we can get that other one potentially to come on the 21st as well. It's pretty soon, but that's a couple weeks. Maybe we can get the one on going and interstate.
And the blurbs that you needed are only for the people that are actually going to be in the election.
Yeah.
And that would only be if there's going to be an election.
Correct.
So if you get 3 more people and that covers D8, then there is no, only if it's 9 more.
If I only get 2 more, then we don't have to have an election. If I get 8, then we have to have an election.
Okay. All right.
Right now we have 5, so.
Right.
Yep.
And but there's 5 of us that are carrying over and you don't need blurbs, right?
I don't, no.
Okay.
We'll
good.
need one for the newsletter. We always put one out in the newsletter, but we don't need one for the election. We always put out a welcome board members. So we'll do that again. Well, maybe. All right, anything else? Cool. Well, thanks you guys.
Thank you.
Hope you guys have a great night and we'll talk to you soon, couple weeks.
Good
Okay.
night. Bye.
Bye.